Hi, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your July 1st to the 15th, 2023 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps this channel be seen by the YouTube algorithm, so thank you so very much. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time, Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. This is the King of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But this can be beware of a water sign, right? But this can also beware of the flooding of emotions coming in, and also somebody who's very emotionally manipulative. I see this person as being more bark than they are like action. So that's kind of a thing. Like they can yell and scream about things, but they're not really going to act on them as much. But there is a sense here of being bullied and manipulated by somebody who keeps on saying, "I'm doing this for your better good. I'm doing this for the better good." So just be aware of that here. And this could be at work. This could be at home. I just see this as somebody who's very used to getting their way and getting things done the way that they want it done. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Here we have fairy tales. You need to start connecting with the fairy tales again. And when I see this, it's the stories that you grew up on, right? It's the magical, it's the mystical, it's the unbelievable, but that we believe in when we're little. Or even now, fairy tales are so important to us and we don't realize it. So here it's connecting once again to fairy tales. It's connecting once again to what we really love and really desire and really need in our lives, beautiful stories that teach us profound lessons. And here with fairy tales, it's not just, our Disney fairy tales, but it's going back. It's going back to, traditional fairy tales. It's also going back to books and stories that inspired us when we were little and picking them up again and just being like, oh, wow, this really means something to me. It's so cool. I don't know if you could hear it in the background, but a clap of thunder just was just boomed when we said when Spirit said connect with fairy tales from when you were younger. So that's really quite pretty. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Through the tarot, angels, and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Oh, I love that. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay, there are a lot of people coming into play during this time, and that's immediately what Spirit said. So we have the King of Swords moving. This can very well be a Gemini energy, but we're also embracing what we love. So Gemini is represented by the lovers in the major arcana, by the swords in the minor arcana. This is the King of Cups. We have this to be mindful of, but you also have a really great King of Cups in your corner. This is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. You're stuck too much in your head here, Pisces, and not Pisces, here, Taurus, And that's something to be aware of. Also, the repeat of the number 8, we're taking things very, very, very seriously. And it's like, okay, it's serious. Like things are serious, right? But we need to we need to give ourselves some breathing room. That's why Spirit is saying fairy tales. We need to connect with joy. Now, what's beautiful here is that we have the tower reversed. The tower reversed is starting to rebuild after a time that was extremely difficult, and that brought on a lot of change. We could have a flooding of emotions also come in. We're balancing our voice with our heart, and that's going to be one of the challenges, well, for life, right? For all of us, but for ourselves to balance our heart with what we're saying, with what we want, with what we desire. And there's going to be a need here to build things forward in a profound and beautiful way. There is a sense of things have fallen apart. And for a long time we just kind of looked at things and was like, oh, I can't believe this happened, or, just so overwhelmed, like I can't even look at this right now. And now we're going to be seeing things and saying, I need to move forward. It's time to really embrace my life and what I desire and what I want and what's sacredly and beautifully important to me. And we're looking at that, and love comes into play. Our angels are blessing us in a way that we don't really realize. We need to connect with, huh, we need to connect with energy that lets us look at what's making us angry instead of getting angry at people who already love us. So it's like it's safe, right? It's safe to get angry at those people, but there's a sense here of I need to voice, I need to express what really has me upset or overwhelmed or feeling, out of harmony. Because what's happening is our angels are blessing us and moving us towards love, but as they're moving us towards love, a lot of what has been toxic in our life is going to be released, and it's rather surprising. It's like, well, I didn't expect things to take that turn, or I didn't expect it to be like that. So just be aware of that. Also asking ourselves, like, do I love this? Do I want this? Like, is this the way I need to move forward? And just chant to yourself over and over again, love, 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 love. It sounds so simple, but love is the most powerful word that we can hear. And chanting that to ourselves, making a little song with it, embracing the word love, like writing it on the bottom of our water bottles, is going to be so important. It's going to be so important because it empowers us, it emboldens us, it harmonizes us. The King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So if we have Gemini energy in our chart, that's coming through very powerfully, but a Gemini energy is coming through very powerfully during this time. Also, a duality. As we're moving forward, we're looking at things very differently. And I was listening to this rabbi talk about the power of Gemini. And what he said was that Gemini is the twins. It is our spiritual self and our earthly self and the God that's in between them. And here it's giving voice to that power, it's finding that balance, seeing what is so beautifully and powerfully important to us. The King of Swords embraces the throat chakra. There is this real sense of I've cut through doubts and fears and negativity. But there's also a sense of I had to make a stand, right? I had to say what needed to be said. This isn't hitting the self-destruct button and going after people. This is knowing and honoring what we know, taking our knowledge and moving us forward. Now we're cutting through doubts, fears, negativities, hurts, pains, disappointments, but we're doing so with knowledge at our core. This is going to be things where it's like, I back it up with facts. I back it up with facts, and not cherry picked facts that, people do, but the sense of look at this evidence, look at the interaction, look at what has been. And now let's move forward to what can be. The Morgan is with us. So in Celtic mythology, the Morgan, is the battle goddess, right? But she's also the goddess of creativity. She's the goddess of transformation. And transformation in ancient times was always seen as painful. And so we're going through a painful transformation of the mind to embrace the fierceness of our voice, but also the conviction of what we want. Things are becoming crystallized to us, much more clear than they have been before. Remember, the King of Swords is the only weapon in the court cards or in the tarot in and of itself. Here he holds the weapon. To become a master of the swords takes years. It takes practice and dedication and discipline. And so we're going to see our practice, our dedication, our discipline being tested during this time in whatever area we we are excelling in our lives, or we are working in, or we are growing in our lives. The King of Cups is dressed in green and in pink, right? So that connects us with the heart. We are connecting with the heart. We are also releasing anger from our liver, you know, from our bodies, from ourselves. The emotions are running all around us here with the King of Swords. We're very much, in our element, because there's a sparseness around us, right? There's trees in the distance, but there's a sparseness around us. There's a clarity, right? That's like kind of a release of all the noise from the world. And here with the King of Cups, it is we're almost bombarded with the noise of the world, right? He's sitting right in the middle of the water, in the middle of the ocean. And there's nothing but noise, right? The going back and forth of the waves and the birds and the wind. There's a lot of noise where you would think there would be just silence. You can be bombarded by the world's emotions, bombarded by, the feelings of everybody. And it can feel so overpowering. And we can sit there and say, well, I'm empathetic, I'm an empath. This is just what I feel. Like it's just this way. But if we had lived once upon a time, or in communities that, recognize this, we would be taught it isn't healthy for our bodies, for our souls, for ourselves to be feeling everything so intensely. It actually diminishes our emotional sphere, our ability to go deep in our emotions, in the world's emotions, and to heal and to bring forward. So during this time, when we start to feel everybody's everything, let us step out of being overwhelmed and kind of like just seeing like pushing it away. And it isn't to be mean, okay? But this is to say I need to stay centered and strong within my body, my soul, myself, in order to move forward to the place that I need to be. And I can send love, I can send healing, I can, be compassionate, but I can't be devoured by it. And that's going to be a very big thing for us, Taurus. We can't be devoured by others' emotions. Embracing our heart, embracing what we love, embracing what we desire, that's going to be paramount to us. Now it brings us to the Eight of Swords. We are way too much in our own head. We've kind of made a little bit of a cage for ourselves during this time, overthinking, overanalyzing, really being intense about this. So acknowledging this is going to be very important for us. Understanding that we will have a tendency from the 1st to the 15th of July to overthink, to put the burdens on ourselves, to say, oh my gosh, look what I did wrong, and just be really critical to us. And then we realize, I can break these chains. I want to stop these patterns. I don't want this anymore. And that also becomes very powerful to us to say, no, this isn't right for me. I don't want it. But just know we have that tendency. And especially since we feel overwhelmed and we have this tendency to want to like take everything on and and fix it all, or it's either fix it all or get really angry. It's going to be one of the extremes. And here we'll just be trapped by it. And Spirit saying, stop being trapped by it. With the Eight of Wands, things are moving really, really fast. We need to take it in, and then we need to move with it. We need to go with it. We need to, start moving things forward. Okay. We feel trapped, and yet we know it's time to move. But in our heads, we're stuck. We're stuck because there has been so much chaos for so long. There's a fear of, how do I move forward? How do I get to where I need to be? We embrace our voice. We embrace our heart. By embracing our voice, it doesn't mean talking all the time, though our world is very good at that, making a lot of noise. It's stepping into the silence. It's organizing our thoughts. And it's saying my emotions matter. Instead of feeling for everyone else, I need to feel for me. What do I feel? What do I want? And what is important? Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Three of Cups. This is betrayal. If you're born on the cusp with Aries, this card came up as their subconscious warning too. So check that out. Check that reading out. With the Three of Cups reversed, this is someone who once raised their cup to you, should have been able to raise their cup to you, who just can't. They just can't. They can't show up the way they're supposed to. And it's hurt us. And we've had this happen time and time again. Don't harden your heart, okay? Because that's it. I'm not trusting anybody. But here, it's like people get to choose their path and people get to choose their mistakes. They might not be able to see what we see, or they're not looking at it the same way, and that's fine. But you still need to move forward for you. And that's just going to be it. Our subconscious spirit message here is abundance reversed. Subconsciously, we're not feeling very abundant. Even though we have two kings, even though we're embracing what we love, there's a sense of like, I'm overwhelmed, overthinking, overanalyzing, and everything's moving just a little bit too fast, and I don't have my footing. Focusing on our abundance. A gratitude journal would be really fantastic during this time, but really connecting with our bounty, even if it's just sillily small when we start. Oh, I'm grateful for, these little things, and it builds and it builds. Let's have it build. Now it's time to start looking at what we have instead of what we don't have. And it brings us to our subconscious tarot message, which is the Five of Wands. We are ready for a petty fight to get out of hand. We are ready for things to be chaotic and overwhelming and petty. It's petty. The Five of Wands is play fighting that just transforms into nastiness, or kibitzing, joking that is taken too personally and winds up becoming a fight. Subconsciously, we're waiting for the next shoe to drop. It's like, it's enough with the fighting. It's enough. It's draining. It's overwhelming. Let's be done. All right. All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony. Taurus, may blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.